Yeah, we are now live. We are now live.
Hey guys!
Hi everyone. Let's say, yeah, welcome to YouTrans. I think we just check and see who's coming on live. We are live as we have sent an invitation. If you can, please share it there. Oh, there we go, man. YouTrans is now live.
Yes.
Yeah, we are back again. The place is familiar to those who were here last year as we celebrated our fest, and we are still here. So we are live on both our Facebook and Instagram, and we are here to celebrate. It's party time. It's party time.
Mahlogonolo Mangena, we see you right there. Welcome.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you for joining, and we will welcome people as they come.
Yeah.
We may miss some, but yeah.
And in case, just prepare your questions. We want to have a live interaction, so if you have any thing, we will be able to read out your comment or your questions, and we will engage it as the conversation continues.
Oh yeah, sure.
So we see Mfundo 1750 also joined.
Yeah, thank you for joining.
And we're seeing some love coming in from Facebook. Temba Matebula is watching. Thank you guys.
Yeah,
it's really exciting. You know that when we're here, things are happening. You know, when we're here, big things happen.
It goes down.
But
for me, it always feels weird. It always.
Yeah.
I'm not used to these. I mean, the actual one with audience as we were celebrating Easter, I think it was nice, but it was not. Even this one is nice, but it still feels not so homey. Yeah. We're just waiting.
Let me just quickly share this on my side.
Yeah, I couldn't do that by myself. Let's see there. There's Ulubabalo there. That's your wife, ne?
Ulu babes, yes. One and only.
Yeah. Great. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you for tuning in. We really do appreciate that.
Yeah,
we really do appreciate the love that you are showing us.
For sure.
We really do appreciate the you engaging our content as well. And today it's a big day for us at YouTrans. We are celebrating, but also we have a couple of things that we want to bring to the YouTrans family.
Yes.
Yeah. And if you are here for the first time, you do not know, I mean, you just happen to pop in here.
Yes.
You guys don't make edited these things. Now I'm doing it live.
When you hear that, you know that it's going down.
You know that it's about to go down.
We have started and we're getting right into it. And he is not alone. He forgot to say that. When we go live, usually he says I'm not alone, but today...
I was
I'm here. And I am Mac. I'm the head and not the tail. I'm above and not beneath. I'm the child of the Most High God. I'm blessed and highly favored, a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a nation belonging to God, to declare the praises of Him who has called me out of darkness into 2 years of
YouTrans. Come on, man.
And Oaks.
Yeah, man. And I see the match is popping.
Yeah.
It's popping in both the Instagram and Facebook. It's popping. Yes, we are here, friends. We are excited. As always, we're happy to be here. So today we thought we should spend time with YouTrans as we celebrate. So here's the program. We will just catch up on Jolo Fontaine.
Hey.
And then we will kind of tell you where to from here as YouTrans community. I think some of you have already seen some of the other stuff that we are busy with, but we will present that to you. And then lastly, we will pop shampoo.
Do what we do best.
Yes. Yeah, we will pop shampoo. We will pop shampoo. So invite your friends, invite everyone. Let's come and engage. I mean,
Yeah.
those who already know or those who are here for the first time, we are here to challenge the existing relationship narratives and just negotiate alternatives. Obviously, from the Christian perspective, and we have been doing that for the last 2 years. We have been giving relationship advice, and we did not repeat every time. The content has been real, the content has been fresh, and I think that's what I appreciate the most. We have had some awesome engagements.
Yeah.
But today, as we start, I mean, we are on episode 104 now. We are episode 104
On our YouTube channel.
on our YouTube channel, episode 104. So we have been behind the camera 104 times or more, talking about relationships and any other thing that sometimes would reflect on other stuff. But even with all those things, Meg, even with all those good advices about navigating the red flags, about navigating the about male and female besties, navigating the in-laws, and all of those things, sometimes relationships just don't work, no matter what you try. And I think the last time when we spoke, we said, if it does not work, leave. That was when we were here live. But I think we just speak on that a little bit. Relationships sometimes doesn't work, regardless of what you try. I think it goes back to, it takes two people to make it to make a relationship work. You can do whatever you want to do, you can say whatever you want to say, but at the end of the day, even with all the advices we have given and the prayers and the counseling and everything,
holy water and oil,
sometimes relationships just don't work. So how do we pick up the pieces, Mac?
How do we pick up the pieces after when it doesn't work?
When it doesn't work.
I think it's I'll speak from a personal experience.
Sure.
In my journey of being in a relationship, and it was like with this very same person that I'm with right now.
Sure.
There was a point where it looked like it wasn't
working.
It wasn't working.
So why didn't you pick?
I was picking. It's just that sometimes, you know, when
You have to
when
unpack.
things, no, you forget something. You know? when you've decided that I'm heading over for a journey,
Yeah, sure.
you realize on the road that no, I forgot something.
You forgot something and
You
and
go
look.
back, you find yourself unpacking.
Yeah, sure. No.
But
I feel,
it's I think for me the biggest thing was to I when I was in the relationship, I couldn't you know, I was at a point where I couldn't imagine my life without my partner at that time.
Okay, sure.
So I had built my life around her, that if she left, everything was going to come crumbling down. So much so that there were times when I thought of leaving, but I was like, hey, I've got a lot to lose. Even when the relationship was not working at that point. So picking up the pieces really is for me, it was letting go and not trying to jump into another relationship immediately or trying to or trying to make it work when it wasn't. But anyway, we're talking about now when you are leaving.
Yeah.
Picking up the pieces for me is gathering yourself together,
Sure.
Looking back and being honest with where, and I think it helps a relationship when you end things and you're able to talk that this is what didn't make it work.
Yeah, sure.
Instead of drawing your own conclusions, because then you at some point get a false sense of what was happening, and
sure.
you don't know what to do going forward. So yeah, for me, picking up the pieces with one, it's starting with really letting go. It's a journey on its own. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just thinking of, I mean, two things that you have just mentioned there. Maybe we can even talk to. One, you spoke about the having to build your life around this person so much that, you know, they became your world. I've seen relationships not working even from that context, where, you know, you have invested so much in a relationship that, you know, and I guess sometimes, you know, I'm thinking sometimes it's part of the reason why people stay in relationships, sometimes even in toxic relationships, because we've done things together, we've bought certain stuff together. There are some things that belongs to the two of us. You've taken installments, you've taken accounts in this person's name, and all
on
of
Instagram,
and all of those
on Facebook,
and all of those things, and it doesn't work, and it still doesn't work. So your advice is you must you start by letting go.
And I mean, like I'm saying, it's a difficult one, because there's emotional attachment. And sometimes even physical attachments,
sometimes
where
even
you might have
attachment.
Which is right, that the moment you leave, the bank account is...
Sometimes you have savings together, you know, you have accounts built and stuff like that.
So it's and that's why we always advocate from a Christian worldview. Our Christian worldview dictates how we do relationships, because we don't build our lives. You see, if we're recording this, I'd be able to edit. You see now, this is exposing. We don't build our lives on anything else but God. That He is the provider of everything that we need. Literally, He is the sustainer of our lives. So much so that He is also so consistent in that, even when you see the beauty of grace. Oh, can I preach? The beauty of grace.
Come on.
Is that even when we deserve not to have certain things, for example, because of what we have done against God, grace allows us still to. It allows us not to validate our lifestyle, but because God loves us so much. And the reason why I'm bringing this in is that when I do wrong against you and you are giving me resources, you can pull out in order to spite me. But God is looking at what that would do to you. And he's like, I won't withdraw because... But he's anticipating for us to see His grace and come back to Him. So when I build my life around God, I know that I am sorted. And I know this went a bit too far.
No, you're fine. You're fine. And also, secondly, you said you need to talk and agree that this didn't work. But sometimes relationships ends very messy. There's no time to talk. We just have to say, you know, we just can't agree on anything. You just have we have tried to talk. Sometimes there's not even a space to talk. That's when it's on the other extreme, when it has become so toxic that you can't even talk things through, no matter how much you try. And not in my opinion, I'm thinking, you know, lately I've been advocating for emotional and mental wellness so much that I think when we go into a relationship, and I will respond to this to this question. I think when we go to a relationship, most of the times we go for what we can get. By what we can get, I'm thinking of the security that the person will give, the comfort that the person gives, and I'm not even talking about monetary stuff. We go in for different reasons, and when we are not receiving that, it's interpreted as we are not receiving love, and therefore we want to go. I'm challenging myself also to love my wife, not for what I will get, but what I will give. that says I need to enter into this relationship, or every time I need to be in a place of abundance. That I give. You know, the reason you end up feeling that you are not loved and you are not appreciated, you keep on doing this, it's not enough, it's not enough. It's because it's empty. You have given, and there's nothing anymore, and therefore you want to leave. But when in my mind, I'm thinking we need to work so much to ourselves that the way we will love without, when we receive, it becomes a bonus. But our love bank should not run empty. Because that's when people say, you know, yesterday I did this for you, yesterday I do this for you, but you are not doing this, you know. And that's, I don't know, but that's why I find myself. So what? So if a relationship is, you entered into a relationship within that context, you are able to move out, not out of bitterness, but out of seeing that there's really nothing that we are building in this space other than me keeping on giving without the relationship enriching me and building this union together.
Yeah, that's so I mean, what you are saying, okay, let's bring it to somebody who is in that and things are hectic, and they want to have a conversation. Where does one start in this case?
So when you have done that hard work inside you, when you have done that emotional awareness and all of those things inside you, you are able to say what you want to say in a loving way, even in a space of hostility. In other words, you are not going to allow the response of someone else or someone's behavior to shape your response towards them. So if I feel that this environment, it's not conducive, it's not producing, you know, if I was not with any other person, the conversation is, you know, I love you, and I want to be with you, but at this point, this is where I am at. You don't start by projecting or by condemning or by pointing fingers. You start by where you find yourself and how you feel you receive love. Because when you start by pointing fingers, a person immediately wants to be on a self-defense mode. So it doesn't end. No, it doesn't. So you begin by articulating where you find yourself in relation to this relationship. And in light of that, then you can say, you know, and because of this, I feel we need to step back a little bit and evaluate this relation. It does not have to be hostile. Yeah.
You pluggers, I don't know if if there are any comments. I hope we are not missing out on any, because we would like to hear your engagement and thoughts in what we are what we're talking about. It's like, okay, because we've always been focusing on, you know, the relationship space, and when to know whether it's working or not, so that you decide whether you stay or you leave. And now we're just talking about, let's say it, because this is the real world that we're living in, that it doesn't work.
Yeah, sure.
How do you pick up the pieces, and move on? Because it's what I was about to also get to here is that sometimes while you are picking up the pieces, there is that spark, I don't know if it's a spark or something and maybe sometimes these conversations are the reason why some will just change their mind and go back still into a toxic relationship, or go back into the relationship because of this conversation. How do you guard against that? I don't know if it's making sense.
No, maybe you need to put it in a different way. I'm trying to understand.
So you are tired of this relationship and you want to leave, and then the dumpy is the dumpy,
the one who's supposed to be receiving.
Yes. says, no, but I can change. No, but we can fix that. We can work on that. Is it? What do you advise in that sense?
So if for me, so if you feel that you are not receiving love the way you should, I think sometimes you need to offer a nice, as I've said before, a soft ultimatum to say, you know, and sometimes those things works because they help us grasp the seriousness of what we are talking about.
Sure.
You say, you know, at this point where we find ourselves in, or maybe for example, let's say you are in a very long dating relationship, 5 years, 10 years, whatever, and you are in your desires, you want to get married. For example, you can engage in this conversation to say, you know, this, as I'm saying, every time when you engage into a conversation, don't project, don't point fingers. Always articulate where you find yourself within the context of that relationship, and what you feel you are not receiving from that relationship. Don't even point the person. Just a normal person will evaluate themselves within the context of what you are saying. After you have just articulated yourself to say, you know, this is where I find myself in relation to this conversation, in relation to our relationship. I feel this way, I feel that way, I feel this way, I feel that way. You articulate that without pointing a finger, even though you will know that, you know, if it's the two of us, it means someone is not doing justice. But you don't have to point fingers to someone, because immediately when a person feels they're under attack, they go into a self-defense. And the point, it's not to point the show how wrong the other person is to say, this is how I feel loved. It's not to point the other person, but it's to say, this is how I feel loved. And currently I don't feel like I am receiving love in this way. You see, and then we talk through this. The first conversation will need to highlight exactly that. But if behaviors keep on continuing, unfortunately, you have to just call it off. And it does not even have to be hostile. The reason for hostility is to love from a space of emptiness. You know, when you have so much love and care and understanding, and also that is shaped by God and how God loves us, you know, I will leave the space nicely, not in a disrespectful manner, not in a very shameful, not in a naming and condemning, but I will leave the space nicely, in a very civil way, to say it's just not working for me. Always refer to me.
I like that, because and I think we can start wrapping up.
Yeah, sure.
But I like that because sometimes we tend to question our own feelings, and I think we don't trust our feelings and what we're experiencing, and especially for someone like me, I tend to think that when something is wrong, maybe I'm the one who's the problem. Maybe I need to fix this. Maybe I need to. So in the conversation that you're having with your partner, I think it's important to trust, and also be able to identify patterns. I think that's another thing. Because if they say that, no, I can change this, but it's been going on for 2 years, I think it should take a step, just taking a step out of the relationship, and however way you see best anyway. But don't be ignorant to patterns.
Yeah, sure.
Because those communicate a lot.
Yeah.
And how those make you feel, also another pattern, how they make you feel constantly. You need to trust that. You need to trust your and I think in the episodes that we've been talking about building yourself up, knowing yourself, and in the journey of the relationship, you get to see things about yourself and know what makes your your stomach, feel like butterflies, and I mean
Yeah, sure.
that's the beauty of marriage as well. That I've learned things about me, like parts of me that I was like, it's there. So when my partner wants to give me love, I'm like, no, go there.
Yes, exactly.
Not just do it.
Not random stuff.
Yeah, random.
Sure.
But go there. So the things that make you feel angry and mad, and you need to identify where exactly that is. In that. So and be able to articulate it. And I like how you put it. Like be able to be honest and articulate it. That this is how I feel and. Either relationship can also grow from that,
or it will end.
And we need to be okay with that.
Yeah, we need to be honest about where we find ourselves. I think I see something, Meg. I think your eyes are much sharper than mine.
Okay.
Temba is.
Let's start from Instagram. So we decided on Instagram. There's AB. We saw the greetings. Hi AB, thank you for joining us. And then we saw Bridget T. Mube who joined us. And then Temba Rana says, happy second birthday, you plug. You guys are so exceptional and have been keeping real since. Here's to you.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you for that, Temba Rana. And then we have Zintle. Facebook, please bear with us. We're coming there. Don't leave. We're coming there. And then we say Zintle Ngubani saying, happy. And then Temba has some thoughts there. Some spaces, relationships are not easy to leave because of the investment. Because of the investment. Is staying at all cost a cost? Okay, your thoughts. Anonymous. Oh. Do you get that one? Okay. Is staying at all cost a cost? Your thoughts. Yeah. I think we will go to that one before we...
Yeah, I think let's go in here and we see Zamo has just joined as well. Welcome. I think that's a big one.
Sure.
For me, there should be no cost more valuable than life itself.
Sure.
I think life should be the greatest cost of any of any relationship. Of course, you make investments, and by investments I mean some people buy properties together. Some people, it becomes real.
Sure.
And those things are not easy to just walk away. There's serious investments that are made into a relationship that you calculate. Sometimes you calculate your cost and say, it's better for me not to. It's better for me to. So for me, it comes back to the value of life and the fact that do you feel valued in that relationship? I don't think there should be an investment bigger than the fact that you feel valued in that relationship, not as a property, but as a person with this intrinsic worth that has not been bestowed by human but by God Himself. So for me, I'm thinking in spite of. Sure. I mean, obviously that's not easy. But for me, you need to understand that there's nothing more valuable than life itself. And if that particular life within the context of relationship it's not valued as it should, then it's better to walk away. And also you have to constantly, because we are speaking within the Christian context, is this relationship honoring God?
Sure.
Do you because honoring God will translate into honoring self. Are you being honored in this place as an image of God, or are you being treated otherwise as trash or whatever case may be? So for me, I acknowledge the difficulty, how hectic this question is, but for me I drive it back to the value of life. Everything that devalues the intrinsic worth that God has bestowed upon life, I think at all cost we need to stay away from that.
No, I like that. I think when we upload this, like it would be worth it to just extract
Yeah,
that,
sure.
what you're saying. It's very deep and
Yeah, sure.
and packed. And just to add my 2 cents, I think, you know, growing up to this age, you get to experience life, and you get to understand and know that you won't save everything.
Yeah, sure.
That sometimes you
Oh,
win,
yeah.
and
Sometimes
sometimes
you
you
lose,
lose. And I'm not even saying that lightly,
Yeah.
you know. But if you're going to try and save each and every little thing, you miss out on the here and the now.
Yeah, sure.
It's important. One person that I know, actually, I won't say the name, got involved in an accident this morning today,
Sure.
and you know, they gave me
Yeah, sure.
a call right at the scene, and you know, it was like, you know, if only I had done this, if only I had done this. And living in that thought is really paralyzing,
Yeah,
because
sure.
if you stay in that moment, you miss out on the journey of recovery.
Yeah, sure.
You know, I'm not suggesting that that's what they were supposed to think about.
Yeah.
It's important to absorb that and know, but if you're going to live your whole life that I should have, I could have, you're gonna miss out on what life has to offer.
Has to offer. Yeah.
So same as this, that perhaps you will see that making the investment at that point of the relationship was a mistake, that it was premature, or it's not the case for everyone.
Yeah, sure.
Because sometimes it's also a gamble. You know, like I was saying, sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. But in the case that you lose, you need to accept. You know, accept defeat.
Yeah,
accept
sure.
that. Okay, this is what has happened. It's time to move on.
move
So
on, yeah.
that's just what I will say, that like you're saying, there is no greater cost than life itself.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, there may be people who are missing out on life because of, you know, focusing on those investments
Yeah,
that
sure.
they have done. And part of what I was saying earlier about when you're picking up the pieces is letting go.
Yeah, sure.
Even those in investments.
Yeah.
I had to say to myself that I did it out of love.
Yeah, sure.
I did it because I adored this person, and I loved this person. I was not doing it selfishly.
Yeah, sure.
But I was doing it for them. In that time, it was good. In that time, it was great. And now that we're here, it's fine. I showed them the extent of my love. Whether it was reciprocated or not, it's not on me. You know, I did what I could, and I did what I, you know, wanted to do. So yeah.
Sure. Yeah, sure. And it goes back to, again, loving from a space of abundance.
Sure.
Not from a space of lack. And
Yeah.
you know, when then you feel like, no, I've invested. That's why, you know, when you love out of abundance, you won't worry about the amount of love you are giving.
Yeah.
That you will say, no, you know, I've given so much into this relationship. This has been too much. Now I need to walk away.
Yeah.
It has been too much. You say,
if you know you don't have enough, don't give out of overdraft. Stop giving out of overdraft.
Yeah, sure. You need to give, and that's that's a whole journey altogether. Check them.
I'm trying to check the comments if I can trace them from here, because it's easier to
see them
read
from there.
here.
Yeah, sure.
So on Facebook we have from Temba Matebula, the top one that I'm seeing at least now. I will check just to double check. What is your okay? Yeah, Lubabolo and Temba added. What is your advice to a couple that is equally committed to making things work, even when it's clear that leaving or separation could be the best option?
If you can do that again.
What is your advice to a couple that is equally committed to making things work, even when it's clear that leaving or separation could be the best option?
For who?
Yeah, I was about to ask that. It's clear to who and for who. If they're both
committed,
it means that they can see that this is...
It's going to work. It means this is an opinion of an observer.
Yeah.
Observe, and that's the tricky thing about love. That, you know, we can think from the outside that this thing is clearly not working, and sometimes maybe it may not be working. But for me, nothing beats the commitment of the two people intending to make this this work.
Sure.
Nothing, for me, nothing will beat that commitment. Forget about what other people think, but there's something about determination.
Yeah.
When two people are set to pursue this particular, especially love, they're so in love together, and they're convinced that they're going to make it work. They're putting the same amount of hard work to making it work.
Sure.
Let them continue.
in short, Oba is saying, "Ungena." Where do you enter?
because look, because it's different if it's one person who's committing to make this work and the other person is just slacking behind.
Sure.
But if the two of them are determined to make this thing work until someone decides to say, no, I quit, it's no longer working. For me, I think if you think you have found a person that you really and deeply love,
Sure.
it's worth any fight.
Let's take it here. Maybe the observer is seeing that the one is being deceived, and that person is committing to that deception. So they are both committed in this, but the one is committed because of deception. Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, that will be the case of Ungenapi, but it's important to have people in your life who are honest and very genuine.
Sure.
People who these people have my best interest at heart. And I'm not just talking about this fling yabu bestie and whatnot. I'm talking about a serious, deep, someone who has nothing to benefit other than the love that they give to you.
Sure. Okay.
Someone who can be objective and someone that you can trust and talk to them about this thing and allow them to speak into your life too. When I'm not talking about people who are trying to be controlling, I'm talking about people who genuinely care about you, regardless of what they will gain. Even if you decide that no, you are lying to me, I am no longer a friend, they will not be touched. They will just be, okay, it's fine, have it your way. For me, I think it's important to have those people to talk to. But unfortunately, if a person is committed, even if it's committed to deception, there's nothing you're going to do until a spark comes in their eye and they realize, this is deception.
You try and help this person, and they'll be just throwing shade.
They will throw shades on you and say, these people don't want us to work. I mean, and I was so fast like that.
No matter what the haters say.
Exactly, on the status.
Oh, you say you're helping and then you're the hater.
Yeah, sure. So for me, unfortunately, the thing about love, even if a person is committed to deception, they need to see that deception for themselves.
For themselves, yeah.
And they need to choose to live for themselves, not because someone has said.
Yeah.
Because if you say something, they will go back and then go back again in. You'll find yourself being committed to say, they phone you crying, oh, this person has helped me. And then when on the other side, say, no, don't go back. Hey, the following, then they just send you a text, no, we're forgiven each other. You see, that person needs to see it for themselves, that this is not working. Or they need to discover that for themselves, and they need to make a decision from that. Unfortunately,
yeah. But I don't think what we're saying is that we shouldn't be friends.
Yes. Who tries to help? I'm just saying we must just know and accept that we are limited.
Sure. Even
with our best interest at heart. Sometimes people learn from wounds.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go to the next one, Mangali. So, en Lubabalo Vena. Wow, the beautiful name. Self-awareness is the number one priority when entering a relationship. Once you know yourself, you're able to navigate the relationship much better.
Yeah, sure.
Be self-aware. Thank you for that. Wow, that's a beautiful one.
Yeah, sure.
And then there's TC Shabalala saying, we're praying for you guys. Thank you. We receive
those prayers in Jesus' name.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very
wonderful.
much.
That's coming from Facebook. And then Tema Matibula again saying, happy birthday, you plug.
Woohoo!
Keep it real. You guys are such a blessing to the generation of our time.
Yeah, sure. We appreciate it.
Appreciate that. And then Temba coaching saying, loving out of abundance, not overdraft.
It's the one. Overdraft is no problem.
I just want to check if there are some that are maybe missing here that I'm not seeing here.
Check there.
But thank you again. Now, Trust says that we are plugged. Keep on plugging. It's
Come
2
on,
years.
yes.
We stay plugging. And then, yeah, I think that's just about it. But closing thoughts or remarks? Oops, while I'm checking here.
There's still something. I think some.
Okay, read that side. Are you not?
You know, my eyes.
But again, guys, thank you so much for joining the live. If you're here, please do share this to your friends, to your family. We actually enjoying this. Let me go a bit to Instagram. Zamo says 2 years. Say what? Happy 2nd birthday to the channel that gave birth to my future church. Hold it right there. The future church. We're gonna talk about it briefly too, in case you have missed out on that.
Yeah, I think Temba is just making a remark from the that investment question.
Yeah.
So it says, so profound in life, you cannot always save everything.
Yeah.
I think also there is commented,
Okay.
there is no greater cost than life itself.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And there's Miss Carrie Combe all the way from the Caribbean saying happy 2nd birthday.
Yes.
Thank you.
Sure. No,
Thank you so much.
thank you. Yeah, no, I think, Meg, I think we need to just wrap it there.
Yeah.
So what we were saying, we were just talking about those who are friends of this channel or who are familiar. We always talk about giving relationship advice. We always give relationship advice, hoping that relationships will work, hoping that new and fresh relationships will be born out of that. But today we're just responding to the fact that, sometimes regardless of what you do, the effort you put and all of those things, relationships just don't work sometimes. And you need to acknowledge that sometimes, to say, you know what, I've done my utmost best to try and show this person that I love them, but there's just these patterns, these behaviors, these things, and the best way to address that, even before you step off, we've just said, every time when you address issues, don't point the next person, even if in your mind that the cause of how you feel. Find a way to articulate how you feel without pointing a finger. Because the nature of relationships is, if I feel under attack, I will defend. But if I say, this is how I feel, you have no right to what is it? You have no right to disregard or to disrespect how I say I feel. And disrespect, it's a word that I'm not looking for. What when a person choose not to want to validate how you feel by trying to give reasons and stuff, if I tell you this is where I am at, we need to understand that, and that's how you will need to. It's better to address conflict that way in relationship. This is how I feel in this relationship. This is how I feel valued or unvalued or whatever. This is where I find myself. I find myself battling with whether it's me or whether it's. Don't accuse the other person. Let the other person decide. For if they don't hear what you are trying to say, unfortunately, we cannot journey together for a long time. It needs to be cut. But also, Meg, I think what we're also trying to advocate for is to desensitize the fact that when you're in a relationships don't have to. First relationship does not have to work. It would be nice if it worked, but you need to be okay with the fact that sometimes relationships don't work. I mean, I know Christians, especially when you want to try to start dating or you just want to get it right for the first time with this particular person. And sometimes it just doesn't happen that way. And we need to kind of understand that, unfortunately, it didn't work. And we we move.
And our hope is that in relationships, when the breakup happens, that you don't leave, a casualty for another person.
Yeah, sure.
Leave them intact.
Intact,
the way you found them. Even if you found them a casualty, leave them better.
Yes, exactly.
So in a way that you address and you do all of this, we want to, if because this world is small, like you're saying, the first relationship doesn't work.
Yeah, sure.
He or she will be a person for another person.
Yeah, sure.
Let them. Don't be selfish in a way that you leave them heartless, leave them broken, and to a point that when they go into another relationship, they're giving, so guardedly.
Yeah, sure. And I think, Meg, and for me also, that's why I always advocate for mental and emotional wellness is, if you are aware of that, you are not going to allow anyone to break you. You will know that I loved out of abundance. My love was not received as it was intended,
Sure.
and it's okay. I won't leave. If you say things that are shaming, are damning, and stuff, I will see you for your brokenness and for who you are. I'm not going to take that and receive it and see it as an opinion that applies to me and where I find myself. I'll still live intact, even regardless of how hostile the other person is. So I think that's necessary to do and that's hard work to find yourself in that space.
No, for sure.
Yeah, sure. So I think check there if there's anything else so that we can.
I saw one from
Shampopo Ukai. I see that we're about to go to the Shampopo now.
I saw a comment from Mazia, which I'm not able to locate right now, but we saw it. Thank you so much for the well wishes. And even those who are watching, I see Non Dumiso Shamaine is here. Black Diamond is here. Thank you guys for joining in. And then I did see L'Oreal also is in, and she was saying happy birthday. Thank you so much, L'Oreal Burton, for that. A U plugger from day one.
Yeah, sure.
And Temba is complaining in both Instagram and
he says
Facebook.
he wants shampoo.
Says
So
where's the shampoo?
we want to pop the shampoo, but before we pop the champagne in celebration of this second year anniversary, we want to kind of bring this announcement to you to say this will be our closing episode. We are closing season 1 of U Plug. So it took us 2 years to close season 1, and we are ready to open season 2.
Sure.
And season 2 is going to open in October. In October, season 2 of U Plug is coming. It's going to be fire. It's going to be leveled up. It's going to be real. It's going to be intense, but it's going to be educational as well. So stay tuned. It's in October, but also part of the reason why we are kind of pausing a little bit is because of greater things that were born out of this thing. Meg, please.
Before we go there, since you're talking about season 2, I saw a comment here from Lubabalo saying, maybe in celebration of 2 years, what are the biggest lessons you've learned in your personal relationships so far? So I'm thinking maybe we could wrap it up with that, because I think it's a beautiful question, not because my wife is beautiful, but I mean she is.
No, because it's your wife, you can start and respond.
What are the biggest lessons that I've learned? There was one episode. I don't know if she's talking about the lessons that we learned on U Plug, but I guess it is like
personal relationship
on U Plug about personal relationships. Sure, it's a lot, but for one that I would say is what I'm seeing every day is that one episode we talked about that we are individuals coming from different cultures and coming from different backgrounds, and knowing your partner in light of that, and not what you're projecting them to be or what you want them to be, but accepting them as a package. Because I mean, I have my own experiences, and sometimes I try to project it onto my wife and expect things to go this way because
Yeah, sure.
of what I'm exposed to or what I grew up knowing,
Yeah,
you
sure.
know. So it all boils down now to also communication. That and there's one thing that that we've established in our house, that let us speak to each other as if we are dumb.
Yeah, sure.
And what that basically means is speak. Let me over communicate even if I have
sure.
to. Let me overshare even if I have to. Because we come from different environments and different upbringings and all of that, and things are not as clear as I think they are when I say them to her. So yeah, I think that's one.
Yeah, sure. For me, it's love, patience, and committed to growth. In light of my own, I'm in a different space altogether. We have Ditsepi, so Ditsepi is just born, and we have she turned 1 the other time, and then we have Tiano, and we have the two of us. So love, patience, and commitment to growth comes in a space where adding children in a relationship forces one to be patient with yourself, but also with your spouse and where they find themselves, because my wife loves to do things. She loves her space to be clean. She loves stuff to be in place, in right places, and that's her. But now it becomes challenging with Tsepi and Tiano, because the toys have to be all over. Those guys literally run the show. The toys and everything. So the place looks almost unneat, and that most of the times frustrates her.
Sure.
So I have to understand where she finds herself. But also it frustrates me as well that she gets frustrated. You see, that's why commitment to personal growth, it's hard work. It's exactly like that. It's commitment that you need to commit to working this through. So for me, I think that's the love, patience, and commitment to growth in my personal space. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, awesome. I hope you answered. But for those that still have questions and that, I think we will bring them up in our opening episode of season 2. And in the meantime, you could suggest content. What would you like to see differently in our new season?
Yeah, sure.
What would you like to experience? Because we UPlug is especially crafted and designed for you. So we want to do that. So before we got interrupted by my beautiful wife, which I don't mind anytime, we were about to tell you that the new baby that is launching on the 11th of September 2022 at 4 p.m. is called YouTransform Church. YouTransform Church.
Oh,
yes.
yeah, sure. So we, as we journey along, we felt God inviting us into this space of co-pastoring, co-founding a church, and hopefully we will get to talk a lot of this. We have a lot of relationship seminars and stuff, but we are not there for now. We just wanted to let you know that we are excited to let you know that we have UPlug Church. UPlug Church, and it's launching on the 11th of September. Please go to to Cricket. You will find an event there. What is it? Is it called?
It's called Mangaliso and Tepang
Worship
Night of Worship.
Oh yeah. Mangaliso and Tepang Night of Worship. So you will find it there. Please go and reserve your seat. The tickets are going because they are complimentary. They are free tickets. So please go and get that, because you
Yeah.
don't want to miss what is about
For sure.
to unfold. So if you want to know more about
There's,
YouTransform Church,
yeah.
go to, what is that?
YouTransform Church.
YouTransform Church. Because we are is this you? So go to www.youtransformchurch.co.za.
Yeah.
You will find more about this church, where we are located, and things like that. We're looking forward to have you at our launch. So
sure.
please do come.
Look at our socials. The link to the Quicket is there. Even on the website, the link to Quicket is there. So it is just everywhere.
Yeah,
and
sure.
it is like we cannot stress this enough. It is free.
Yeah, sure.
It is free, and it's going to be an unforgettable night that you want to be a part of, because we have beautiful and wonderful worshippers that will be leading
Lineup,
this,
yeah, sure.
and a powerful band, a powerful
Sure.
host. Just going to be amazing, and this is our thanksgiving to God for bringing us thus far, and we want to freely give it to you.
Sure. So like our pages, we are there. YouTransform Church on Facebook, YouTransform Church right here on Instagram, YouTransform Church on YouTube. Please go and subscribe. There will be more content. As we are saying, this one will be holding on until October, but there will be content that side. So please go and subscribe to YouTransform Church on YouTube. We will appreciate it if you do that, and follow us on Twitter as well. We are going on that space as well.
You can just come yourself. Just come. Just come. Don't tell your pastor I said this.
Oh yeah, sure.
But come and join us. Come and experience, and just to see something. Just
sure.
to see something.
Yeah, sure.
If you decide to stay, I mean, it's up to you.
Yes. So please, Meg, let me bring the shampoo.
Yes.
Let me bring the shampoo.
So now the time is now.
Yes.
We have reached the hour of celebration.
Yeah, and this is also a thanksgiving to God, but also celebrating you pluggers for tagging along, for coming with us in this journey.
Sure.
You guys have been amazing. So this is,
wherever you find yourself, grab your glass and whatever that you have. To join in celebration with us.
We are popping shampoo.
And this is also dedicated to the U-Plug
sure.
community. Guys, you have carried us till this far. We couldn't have done it by ourselves. You've encouraged us. You have joined hands with us in support, emotionally, physically, financially.
Oh yeah, sure.
And otherwise, you guys made this possible, and we are so happy that we could celebrate it with you.
Yeah, sure. We are popping it. We are popping the shampoo. This time around, I'm doing it. Last time, Meg did it, and he almost shot us. He shot at us with this thing. So now I'm gonna show him how it's done. We are popping the shampoo. Because we're in the studio here, I'm not going to shake it.
Yeah.
Because we don't want the mess here. We just want to pop it. Let's go.
Poof. How I try.
No, I don't want it to make a lot of. There you go. I didn't want it to spill. I didn't want to waste anything. I didn't want to waste anything. I'm gonna give you a little make because I know you like to drink with a bottle. So, friends, this is Shampopo being popped, and we say more life. Join on the other side to YouTransform.
Yes.
This is to you. Yeah. This is to God. This is to greater things that are yet to unfold through this channel. So before we drink it, we want to do happy birthday. Mike, you need to lead us. Lead there.
Where's my wife? Happy birthday.
No, what's saying? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, you plug. Happy birthday to you. Hip hip hooray. Cheers. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for plugging. We really do appreciate that.
For sure.
It smells nice, eh?
Yes. Ooh, this smells good.
It's going. It's going. Thank you very much, guys. We really appreciate that. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for connecting with us, for engaging our content. See you once more in October.
And shout out to Vunene Do Good Movement, who have allowed us to use their
studios. Oh, yeah.
They say they're movement for good, and this is exactly what they're doing. They keep on hosting us and keep on supporting our work. So Vunene, we appreciate you. Please do check out their socials as well. Vunene Do Good Movement.
Sure.
And support the work that they do.
Yeah, sure. That's great.
So shout out to them. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, friends, for joining us. Remain connected. Remain plugged. See you in October with a greater and superior content from the two of us. Remain plugged. Remain connected. Ciao. Hey, thanks, man. Thanks, man. Great stuff. Yeah, sure.